Welcome. I'm Leslie Jouvenac. You know me as the leadership coach and expert career strategist who delivers weekly career advice from Malachi's Picks. Join me for an inside look as I explore the subjects of leadership, career advancement, and work-life balance with today's lifestyle industry disruptors and innovators. Now on Drive. Today on this episode of Drive, we're in Oceanside, California at the historic Moose Lodge. Step inside with me as I talk with Dennis Yu, Director of Business Development at Society6. Discover how Dennis started his career in the lifestyle industry and how today connects lifestyle and high tech in his pursuit of building strong relationships and scouting new opportunity. Now on Drive. Today I'm here with Dennis Yu, Director of Business Development for Society6. Dennis, thank you so much for joining us here today on this episode of Drive.
Thank you, Leslie, for inviting me, and thank you, Malachi. I'm really excited for this.
And we're happy to have you here. So my first question is, you're the Director of Business Development for Society6. Can you tell us a little bit about that role, and what are the goals of this work that you're doing?
My responsibility is to develop outside partnerships that will grow our revenues and top line as well as bottom line. There are two initiatives that right now we're working on. One is to focus and provide products to hotels, including W Hotel, Marriott, Renaissance, and we also provide products such as our prints, pillows, as well as shower curtains to a company called WeWork. Another part of it is we are signing up other online marketplaces such as Amazon, House, Wanilo, where there are a lot of customers that might not realize Society6 exists and will be able to introduce to the new products through all these new channels.
Yeah, so you're taking the market and really figuring out what is it that you want to tailor yourself to in order to develop a unique relationship.
Right, exactly.
Great. So Dennis, you got your start in the lifestyle industry by actually going to trade shows and looking for a job. What experience do you take from lifestyle that you apply at your work at Society6 to help them fulfill their business goals?
I think just overall, there's a lot of crossover of online and offline entities and companies right now. I think things have changed a lot in the past few years. So in terms of Society6, we're selling to consumers who traditionally may have been shopping at places like Nordstrom, Urban Outfitters, Tilly's, and PacSun. But now they're shopping at different channels and they're looking at different screens or digital devices to find the product that they purchase. And what I have learned from the lifestyle market of who these customers are, their demographic, their shopping habits, and taking that kind of experience and knowledge into an online entity and to develop partnerships around them that have the same alignment when it comes to business goals and visions as well as demographics.
Yeah, so you're meeting them where they're at and actually providing the channel for them to actually enhance their own lifestyle through your products.
Sure, exactly.
Now, I would like to know, what is your perspective or philosophy on developing company culture?
For me, it's always been more than just about P&L statement and EBITDA. For me, the number one thing is about trust, and I think that's the foundation of all businesses. It's about meeting the client. It's about have a goal that we can all work as a team and with trust and communication to get there. Once again, stemming from the trust factor, it's about how do you help artists earn a living, a legitimate living, through a vehicle they can use, and all they need to do is just concentrate on their own craft, which is designing and art.
What did you do that actually got you noticed, and what was the attitude that you took to get you into this industry? Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, so I'll take us back about 15, 20 years. So I graduated with an economics degree from undergrad, and when I got to college, I worked at Merrill Lynch for a while, and during that period, I just found myself not fitting into that industry and the whole vibe. I've always been interested in clothing, sportswear, and fashion. So I found this trade show called Magic Trade Show in Las Vegas, which happens twice a year and is still currently going on. One of the largest menswear trade show for the industry. I printed out 50 copies of resume, and I just went to the trade show, cold calling, essentially going door to door. Instead, I went booth to booth, going to different companies that I would be interested to work for. You know, I kept in touch with some of the contacts where I met, from sales managers to VP of sales to the brand owners. Nothing really came about. So 6 months later, Magic Show was going on again in Vegas. So I printed out another 50 copies. And once again, I went door to door, booth to booth. It just happened that I stumbled upon a booth with a denim company that's based out of Virginia. And I still remember I saw the owner, and he remembered me from 6 months ago. And he was talking to his partner when I handed out my resume, shook his hand, was just talking. All of a sudden he cut me off, and he turned to his partner and said, I'm gonna hire this kid.
What was it, your personal uniqueness or an attitude that you took with you as you were looking for those jobs in that trade show?
If you're selling yourself, it's essentially the same thing as you're selling a product or company. There's a sales cycle that's involved. Great relationships take time to develop and also to maintain. So I would say that is one big lesson from my story.
Persistence, patience, and just being yourself.
Just being yourself,
and
right?
having
Exactly.
your own presence.
Exactly.
And being present.
And being present, and being aware and being present, exactly.
I love that, that's so great.
Thanks.
Dennis, thank you so much for all the wisdom and insight that you've brought to us today. And on behalf of all the readers at Malachi and myself, thanks for joining us today on this episode of Drive.
Thank you, Leslie, for asking all the insightful questions. I really enjoyed the time.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of Drive, brought to you by Malachi.com, Carrasco Creative Media, and me, your career coach, Leslie Jouvin-Eker. Charge your career and see you here next time on Drive. Do you or someone you know have an inspirational leadership story? Reach out to us at my Malachi profile and connect with me. We would love to tell your story. For additional career advice and extended Drive conversations, join us on the Drive page at Malachi.com. Be a part of the community and put your career in Drive.